Everybody, can you hear my voice? Okay, cool. And I think you see me at the same time, right? I couldn't have time to check because the timing has changed just recently due to the small changes in the agenda of the summit, but it's all good for now, I guess. Okay, I will have half an hour to present you some insider tricks and some information about why we use templates and how you can apply it to your own business as well. But before I begin my presentation, I just want to mention something that maybe you also have heard about recently. Just 2 days ago, a big earthquake has hit Turkey, my beloved, lovely country. The southern eastern side of Turkey got struck with big two earthquakes. This was one of the biggest disasters in the last century in all over the world. So we are trying to recover these days. Lots of people, I mean, thousands of people have lost their lives and tens of thousands are injured. I hereby send my all condolences to the people, their families, and unfortunately, it's very heartbreaking to see all the stories and videos from there. You feel like you cannot do anything at your own place. And also, I appreciate all the countries giving support from outside to Turkey about this incident. This is hard times, but it can happen everywhere. So we are kind of used to these kind of events. Turkey is a earthquake region, but this one was a really big one. But life goes on, and we will try to recover as soon as possible, I hope, and we will do our best to get back to the good old days. Okay, I'm going to start sharing my screen. I think you can see my screen, right? Okay, first of all, I'm going to begin with a poll I made just in the beginning of this summit. I asked the people, have you ever used any professionally pre-made Excel template for any of your business or specific needs? 20% said yes, they use many. But most of the people, close to 60%, said that yes, they know, but they just didn't need so far. And 20% said they didn't even exist. The templates didn't exist. I'm a little bit surprised with this situation because like 3 or 4 years ago, most of the people didn't know. When we started making templates in our website and started publishing them globally, most of the people didn't know these kind of templates already exist in Excel. So they were just stumbling upon our website, and they were mostly giving this feedback like, if I knew these kind of stuff were existing before, I would use them much more. So at that time, I remember I wrote a blog post like maybe 6 years ago. Let me show it to you on our website. And using pre-made Excel templates or creating from scratch, and which is better? And I tried to make some like objective comparison in terms of like flexibility, time necessary Excel skills, the time needed to build those kind of templates, and made a comparison. And at that time, at the moment, we were just starting to build templates, and our portfolio was a little bit limited. Like I guess we have updated this post later on, but this is probably from 2018, I guess, something like that. But from the poll, I can see that a little bit has changed recently. So people are aware of it, but many of you still don't use it. So in this presentation, I will go through two main things. The first thing, I'm just going to explain or give some insider tips how we build Excel templates, because we receive this question too much. We receive very lovely emails actually from time to time. They say that your templates, your tools, your spreadsheets are awesome. Can you share a video how you build those kind of things? Can we also learn how to build those and so on? I'm going to show you the process a little bit, but at the same time, I'm not here to just promote our business, but also show you some ways about how you can apply this knowledge to your own case, own business. Okay, so let's start with how we build at Someka these kind of things. Actually, first of all, I want to clarify something. When we talk about templates, okay, maybe you know when you open Excel, you also have some, let's say, blank templates you can use for your own projects, like these kind of simple ones. Okay, you can use for your own case. These things are kind of nice, but we call these kind of templates like simple templates. Okay, let's call it that way. To be honest, the tools we are creating on our website is pretty much complicated. Let me give you an example. For example, let's check HR templates and what we have there. We also have, by the way, we also have simple templates for specific needs, but some of our templates are pretty much complicated to meet the business person's need. For example, employee leave tracker template. If you are an HR person, this can be a huge problem if you are managing, like, let's say 30 people, 40 people, even more. Managing all the off days, holidays, when someone is going to be like absent, or when someone is going to be in the office, but not your teammate at that time. Managing all of these is quite a hassle, and a good tool to manage all of these can be really helpful. So when we were building this template with our developers, we first start with, let me show you. Okay, I will just give this example for another template, the flowchart maker. But okay, let me go back to the leave tracker. The hard thing is, I mean, when you work on these kind of templates, the hard thing is finding a sweet balance between how business person wants to use it and also the capability of Excel. Actually, to be honest, the Excel skills here is the easier part. We can manage to do all of the things we want in Excel, but creating a template which can be suitable for most of the generic cases in the world is the hard part. But I just wanted to give this example to show you what we mean by templates, okay? So let me go over a specific example I prepared for you beforehand. Automatic flowchart maker in Excel. Let me also show it from the website. We said that, okay, people are making flowcharts, and mostly people are having this kind of data, and they just want to put them as a table. And will it be possible to just click a button and create a flowchart like this? When we think about the Excel capabilities, yes, it is possible. So when we build these kind of tools, we first start with strategy, idea, and research. This is actually the hardest part. You need a good business know-how to decide on what kind of features you will include in this template. If you're working in a a specific company, and if you are the Excel person there, most probably the people are going to come to you and say that, okay, please prepare something. Can you prepare something for us, including these kind of features, these kind of capabilities? They will give you the instructions. So when you get the instructions from outside, and if you are quite savvy with Excel, it will be kind of easy for you to build a tool which will meet the needs of that specific person requesting the tool from you. But when you are preparing something generic, which you want to meet the most of the needs in all over the world, then you need to make a nice strategy and research. So this is one of the hardest steps in the beginning. We brainstorm lots of ideas, write them, eliminate most of them, later on decide on some features which will be included in the tool. Then we start the execution, the development part, design, style, UI, UX. These are also important. And there's also a QA testing phase here. Let me also add it. And later on, the video description, the sales and marketing tools, which will also help the user to understand the tool better. I was once recording a video for our developers about, and I was using this flowchart maker as an example. And I was just saying that, okay, guys, here's the thing. When I make the box bigger, it means that this feature is going to be important. And when I make the box smaller, then this is going to be a slightly less important feature. So this is theoretical, by the way. This doesn't cover all the aspects of this specific tool. But for example, let's go over the flowchart features. If you are going to build a flowchart like this, which converts your data with a click of a button into this kind of visual, let's think about what we can include it in. For example, being able to paint boxes, obviously, right? Box size according to the task importance. For example, this was a feature which we later on decided not to include in the tool easily, not automatically, but user can change the sizes of the boxes. Otherwise, it would be too complicated to include all those information just in the beginning. But later on, you can make changes. I was talking about this kind of thing. And the user can change box sizes manually, yes. That's why we use normal Excel shapes in our like spreadsheets, so that the user can easily play with the shape. User can put decision labels manually. Yes, decision label is the information on the box here. And yes, the biggest feature is press the button and create the chart automatically, right? That's the one thing. That's also one of the. We have also one famous tool. Let me also show it to you. Organization chart generator. Here it does the same thing as well. For example, you have the names, the roles, and the people reports to this manager, so on. You click the button and it creates you this org chart. If you in a time, if you have tried to struggle all these org chart changes, you will know the pain of playing all those changes, because think about it, there are lots of drag and drop tools on the market, and there are really nice tools, by the way, lots of people are using. But drag and drop in this case is, I mean, it's kind of a hassle, you know, because you want to move this guy under another person, and then you will need to cut all the information, and you will need to change the shapes and so on. So it's not so easy to play with these connections at the same time you are discussing. We were receiving, when we have just published this template years ago, I was curious about who are using this template and in which cases they are using. And most of the nice feedbacks our customers were giving us, that they are using this tool, the spreadsheet itself, mostly in the meetings, discussing who will be reporting, who should be the manager, who should be the director. And they said that it's too easy to play just with the information here and click the button and see the new situation so that they can decide easily. So we become quite happy when we receive these kind of feedbacks from our users. So, okay, this is the template features, and there are also helper features like clean UI, obviously easy to use. It should be easy to understand so that the person is not going to be frightened when at first sight. And later on, when we finished preparing the template, it's going to have a description and explanation video. And later on, we finish the tool and we start making QA tests. This is the first time, by the way, I am going to show from our internal processes. We have a special tool to check our, let's say, standards in our templates, because people are asking, let me show you one of our templates. This is one of the templates we have just prepared recently, very recently. This is Pareto chart generator, and you make data input according to your specific needs. Then it creates you, like, let's change this, and it's going to be reflected automatically in the dashboard here. So you can change the responsible person, see the results instantly. So this is kind of a tool we have prepared recently. The thing is, in all our templates, there are lots of standards for our headers, like our navigation buttons, the icons here. I mean, you cannot imagine how many details there are in this template to make it look nice, because yes, we spend a lot of time to make it look very structured and in a very nice way, because we know that our users are using these kind of dashboards in their presentations as well, when they make some executive presentations and discussions and so on, so that they can play, and at the same time it should be looking professionally. So in order to keep all these standards in place, we use a tool which we have prepared for our internal processes. This is called Kaput. This is a special name. Don't ask it why it's there. So, for example, what this tool does is checking all the like small details in our templates, and if everything is in place, like if we have made the printable area suitable, or if we have made the data input section in the correct way, if our headers are in the correct order. So it works like this. These days, this artificial intelligence and this, there are lots of popular topics, this kind of artificial intelligence stuff. I wouldn't call this a fully artificial intelligence tool, but at least it makes quite sense to use this kind of automatization, I would say, in our case. Otherwise, there are lots of things to check, and we cannot keep the standards. Let me show you how it works. For example, this is Pareto chart, and I click on the browse, and I'm going to select this template. But first of all, let me close this. Sorry, testing canceled. Let me close this. I'm going to browse to it, and you want the post? Yes, and select the template. Let's suppose I am the developer. I have prepared the template, and this is the latest situation. I say, and now I'm going to take it through our testing tool, Kaput. Okay, I choose it, and it checks. It makes lots of checks in the background in seconds and give all the things to us. If, for example, look at this. Is the first column width equals 3? Is the first row height equals to 6.75? You will say that, okay, it doesn't matter too much. Yes, that's right, if you are preparing 1 or 2 tools for your organization. But if you are preparing something like, we have more than 300 tools in our portfolio, so that we want them to be in a very nice standard, because some of our users using many of our templates. So you see, otherwise, I mean, these kind of checks can be also done by the people, yes. But the first thing is they can still miss lots of things. They can forget about checking some stuff. The second thing is there are lots of things to check, so it is going to be a huge waste of time. And every time you make a change, you are going to need to check them again. So this kind of tool we have built for our organization made our QA tests really easy for us, so that we know that, okay, this tool can know. Some of our giving them no, some of our giving them like yellow and red also differs. Red makes that don't proceed before correcting this, and yellow means you can proceed, but just for your information that, for example, shape not found. And the person who is using this is going to say that, okay, modifiable button, link, and okay, then he or she is going to say that, okay, this is normal for this template. I just wanted to show this to you because when you are building these kind of templates or tools or solutions for your own business, the automatization and systematization, let's say, is quite important. For example, people are using VBA tools. People like VBA tools too much because it makes the automation possible in Excel. So we also wanted to get benefit from that. Let me show you from our templates, for example, our project management templates. So we make a research. For example, let's check roadmap Excel template. We make a research. You are going to also make a research in your company when you are building these kind of tools. You are going to talk with people, what they need. Sometimes you can also solve some different problems at the same time. For example, you are just building a template or tool for your own use, and if you are from a finance department, okay, but at the same time, that tool can be used with, like, let's say, I don't know, with the logistics department as well. If they are also calculating some kind of financial things, like calculations, like cost calculations, expense calculations, you can say that, okay, I have a tool for this, and you guys are free to feel free to use it as well. I mean, I also made the hard work here, so let's make also some small changes to the template or tool or spreadsheet, whatever. Then you can also use it for your own logistics or like HR or let's say accounting purposes. That's the research phase. You are going to find out what should be included in the tool. Then you are going to develop the spreadsheet. Then you are going to test it. You are going to give it to the people who are going to use. Then they are going to give you feedbacks. They will say that maybe, okay, this should be like a kind of dynamic, right? Because if every time I need to change it, this is going to cost my time. Can you make it dynamic? Yes, you can make lots of things in Excel dynamic. So that was one of our blog posts. I recommend you to read. By the way, let me search for it. I guess this was the one. Yeah, I recommend everyone to check this out quickly because this 10 Excel tricks is quite nice ones. You can say that, okay, drop the mouse, I use this, freeze panes. Oh, I always forget freeze panes, but you should not forget it because it's really helpful. Don't merge cells, you're going to say why, and we make an explanation here. And don't start at just the upper left side of the spreadsheet, leave some space so that you can make some easy additions later on. Otherwise, you will need to move everything aside and so on. So I recommend you to check this blog post so that you can, at least you can cross-check if you are using them already. We wrote this post because we work with Excel every day. So I think our reference is going to be a nice one for this case. We are going to share this link in the chat so you can just check it out from there. And I was just mentioning about our roadmap Excel template. So you make the tests, then later on you like published and started to use it. But the thing is, you can make it from scratch, as you maybe do already for lots of things, but you can also use an existing solution and you can make the modifications later on. I think our website is quite underrated in this aspect because, I mean, we have like more than 300 templates, really nicely thought and professionally prepared templates on our website. And I cannot think any professional in their business life who will not find any value from these tools. I mean, there are lots of areas like KPI dashboards, inventory management, human resources. So, and we also provide the free versions. You can get inspired from, and maybe later on you just don't purchase our full version, but you build it on your own. That's your decision. But at least we give a very important thing here, not only the template itself, but also the business know-how. Actually, for example, we have KPI dashboards, and people are like, we have a KPI dashboards prepared for like lots of different areas, and quality KPI dashboard, general management, sales and marketing. And let me tell you something. I mean, we have, this tool is a very nice tool, by the way, nice spreadsheet, but that's not the only thing. Some of our users are buying multiple KPI dashboards, and I just reached out to them, and to be honest, this is more or less using the same structure. So why do you use, are you using for those departments at the same time? They said that no, but the business know-how here is quite valuable for us. That's why we just purchased it. So we can use this kind of metrics in our own business. Okay, coming back to another template, like we were just talking about, roadmap Excel template. If you are going to build a roadmap, I mean, in the first place, you may not know how to build a roadmap, irrelevant of the Excel skills, right? But how should a business person use a roadmap for their own project? That is one of the like very obvious important thing in the beginning, right? And maybe when you look at our templates, you can find out some nice ideas. Oh, I was just not using these kind of lanes, or I was not like dividing my roadmap into quarters like this, and it's a nice idea. That's going to give you like some ideas you can also apply to your own tool, even you are creating it from scratch. So I recommend all the people here to check out their own needs. If we have an already existing solution on our website, if you are going to build like a, for example, let's say you are going to build a budget, okay? We have a few kind of budgets here. You can check that, okay, this is a nice idea, or business plan. Check our already prepared tool so that you can take some ideas from here. That is a really valuable input we integrate into our products, I can say. So I guess this is the end, right? Half an hour, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a question for John.
What is the question? I will be happy to hear it.
What tools do you use to build? What tools?
At the moment, we build, I mean, that's a very nice question, by the way. I wished I had more time. As I just mentioned, we have that business know-how. We apply them to our Excel template. That was the hardest part, right? Then we applied that business know-how into the different product types. Recently, we have started to build Google Sheets versions of our templates. Probably in the upcoming months, we will start with Power BI, Notion, and also some kind of Word as well. So we are going to apply this style, UI, like calculations and so on, and also the know-how into the different product types. So I guess the question is, like, we build mostly in Excel, yes, but in the upcoming future, like at the moment, Excel and Google Sheets, but in the coming months, we will apply them to the other software as well. Okay, guys, thanks for watching, and we are quite available. We will be happy to hear from you, your ideas, your like complaints or any kind of appraisals and so on. So just reach out to us. We will be happy to hear from you. And again, thank you for watching.